Hi, I'm Donna Wolf from naztazia.com.
Today, I'll show how to crochet a basket using a wooden base with spaces for a template of where to place the stitches. My sample includes a 6-inch basket as well as a 4-inch basket. I'm using about 75 yards total for both baskets of a super bulky t-shirt yarn, but any other equivalent size yarn can be used, including using 2 or 3 strands of regular medium yarn. The wooden base can be found online and, with a drill press and some thinner wood, can also be made at home. To begin, I'm using a 6mm crochet hook, which is a little small for the yarn itself. However, for this first step, the hook needs to fit inside the spaces, so this one comfortably fits both the base and relatively fits the yarn. In each space, I'm making a single crochet stitch. Instead of going under the 2 loops like in regular crochet, I'm going in each space as a substitute instead. Continue with making single crochet stitches around this template. I like these wooden base templates for several reasons. The first is I don't have to crochet the circle part on the bottom. T-shirt yarn is difficult to find, so I'd rather use it only on the sides of the basket where it's actually seen. Second, even if I crochet the circle on the bottom, I still usually have to reinforce it with some wooden or plastic base anyway. These templates make it a lot easier to make baskets. For the slip stitch, I only do half of a slip stitch, sort of. I remove my hook and then insert it into the first stitch and then just pull the loop through. This removes the additional yarn over that sometimes creates too bulky of a stitch area when using t-shirt yarn. I'm switching over to a slightly larger 6.5mm crochet hook for the remainder of the basket. Any stitch pattern can be made at this time. I'm going to do the waistcoat stitch, which is basically a modified single crochet stitch where we place the crochet hook in the middle of the previous single crochet stitch instead of under its top 2 loops. This creates a bit of a denser stitch, and since this is a basket, it will help eliminate spaces between the stitches. Plus, it has a neat look to it. The key with doing this one is going through the center of the stitch as well as underneath that back loop of the previous stitch. Before we get too far along with this row, I like to weave in the beginning tail end, since basket sides can become rather strong at the end and it becomes more difficult to weave it in later. Feel free to use any method to either weave in the ends, knot them, add fabric glue to them. I tend to just weave in the ends with t-shirt yarn and place a bit of flexible fabric glue right on the end to help it stay in place. Now that I've completed the next row, I'm going to use that half slip stitch method again to close this round. And feel free to use the traditional slip stitch method instead as well. After all of that is completed, make a chain 1 and continue on with the waistcoat stitch for this round, as well as for as many rounds going forward. My 6-inch basket had the base single crochet plus 8 rounds of waistcoat stitch on it. For this 4-inch basket, I'm only making half that number of rows before working on the edge with another stitch pattern. To do this edge stitch pattern, draw up a very tall loop after inserting the hook into the center of the previous stitch. Take the yarn and wrap it underneath the crochet hook, and then make a yarn over to finish the single crochet stitch. And again, insert the hook into the center of the previous stitch. Take the yarn and then wrap it underneath the crochet hook. Then make a yarn over and finish the single crochet stitch. This is basically a single crochet stitch, except with the addition of a yarn wrap under the hook to give it an extra loop on the top, which creates a bit of a unique pattern along the edge. Continue with this pattern around the top of the entire basket. At the end, trim the yarn and fasten off the ends. I tend to just connect it by pulling it through the first stitch and then weave in the ends securely to keep everything in place. One final tip is to trim a circle from heavy felt fabric and place it on the bottom of the basket. This will help hide any spaces. That's how I make a basket from a wooden template.